Hey guys, it's Mimberly. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to take my headphones off for this one because we don't need them. It's going to be another just chatting because you guys seem to really enjoy these videos and you like it when I give my opinions out. So, hi. Also, my office is a fucking mess because as you can tell, I'm still sorting everything out from the new desk. So, apologies that the background is not the prettiest, but I'm trying to get some new ornaments in. But I wanted to talk a little bit today generally with regards to the Love and Deepspace situation with Infold. I'm going to have to be careful what I'm saying here. So I just want to start by saying that this is all speculation and I do not know anything for certain. I can only make guesses based off of what I've seen and what my own personal thoughts are, as well as kind of talk about the plan for content going forward, because the Love and Deepspace content creators are in such a crap situation right now, as are Infold. For those of you who have probably not been keeping up with things, or maybe you're not seeing the full picture, it's currently very likely that Infold have been silent not out of choice, but because they have to be due to legal action getting involved. We have to remember that Infold are based in China and the rules and regulations over there are completely different to how it is over here in the western part of the world. And I am not going to be that person to claim that I'm an expert, because I am in no way, shape or form I'm just a girly here to play lads, you know. So with this situation that's been going on, Infold's obviously been has had an extended silence. I don't think they're allowed to talk about the situation. I do not believe genuinely, with how much we have done as a community over the last couple of weeks with this whole situation going on, I do not believe for a second that Infold would ignore us for this long if they had an influence in it. I think things like boycotting the game, they're seeing and definitely feeling the financial impact of that. The 6.0 update I know was quite chonky as well. Like, I installed the update because I wanted to verify myself about them removing, you know, like the coming home notice and things like that, because I was kind of seeing pictures of it online. But I believe that these photos are very easy to edit, so I wanted to load up the game and verify it for myself, and lo and behold, the coming soon is gone. But do I think Valko's gone? No. I don't think Infold ever had plans to fully cancel him. I think they did that because of the situation that as Lynn would say, the CN crazies have gotten Infold into. Now, there have been speculations online that there are rival companies who have orchestrated this entire thing to try and bring Infold down. While I do feel like that is a good possibility, I just think we can't make any educated guesses without evidence. And until we get an official statement from Infold, I would say anything you see online, please just remember it's not from the official mouth of babes. We cannot, you know, see something online. We can't believe everything we see on the internet. If we did that, you know, the world would be going to shit. But I genuinely have been so emotionally stressed and drained these last couple of days, because every day something new seems to be coming out. I've been hearing that Love and Deepspace is full of bugs from the 6.0 update. Data miners apparently found Valko's file and 4 stars in there. It's just not available to access, which might explain why the update was so big. And as a content creator, I'm going to be completely honest, I have never in my life been this stressed trying to make a decision with regards to content. Like, when I was first considering quitting lads before the 6.0 live stream, that wasn't like a quitting, that was a I'm getting burnt out. This is a situation where I've genuinely had to sit down in the office, you know, like this, thinking, is it still worth making Love and Deepspace content? And this is a game that I grew very quickly from. I was on less than 200 subscribers when I first started this game, and now I'm sat at over 3,000 thanks to this game. So to say that Love and Deepspace has always been a comfort game for me has definitely been the truth. I have tried to, you know, pivot to other games, being like, you know, Baldur's Gate 3, A Date with Death, you know, things that might click with the community, but I've just never been able to top lads, and that's natural, that's gonna happen. But, you know, with everything going on, I just genuinely did not know what to do, because I wanted to try and think about not just myself as a content creator, but I also wanted to think about the community. Some of you are still choosing to play the game because you have Aurum passes going on, or you've got the, you know, the current Promise battle card, like the, you know, the battle pass system. I forget what they officially call it. You've also got some players who have completely uninstalled the game to boycott because of cancelling Valko. So you got some of you who want to play the game but can't because the update is literally too big. Like, there's so many different situations and feelings and going around the community right now, and I really just do not think that going for Infold is the best way to tackle this at the moment. I genuinely do think that Infold care about the game that they've made. Of course they would. It's making them a lot of money, or was before this all happened, and a lot of people were getting burnt out from the original 5. Valko coming in, I have seen so many times in my comments that Valko was a breath of fresh air, that you guys are going to reinstall the game for him, that sort of thing. And, you know, at first some of you were not quite sold on him, but then his trailer came out and you warmed up to him, and then he got ripped away from us. I have read so many comments over these last couple of days. I haven't been able to reply to many of them, unfortunately, because I've been also tackling a full-time job between all of this. But the general overall feeling, at least from my community, is that we fell in love with Valko for the very short time that we knew him. And when he got cancelled, I think there was definitely a mixture of frustration, anger, and heartbreak. And these feelings are all valid. I certainly felt so disappointed when Valko got released. I will admit, my initial feeling was, Info, what the fuck are you doing? I don't think they've done this because they wanted to, because it would not make sense. They would have spent at least a year creating him, developing him, getting the voice lines, making the trailers, writing the card, getting the voice actors. These things take a stupid amount of time, and Infold is not a massive company, and I really do feel for the creative team, especially behind Valko right now, because they probably spent a minimum of 2 to 3 years making him, even before the game was probably released, only to have him ripped out before he even got to see the game. And as somebody who has been, you know, working technically with Infold on creating content, you know, they've used my content for promotional material and things like that. Out of all the companies that I have dealt with in the past, I would definitely say that Love and Deepspace was one of the most official ones, and I have personally never had a problem with them. Now, will I say I agree 100% with everything they're doing? No. I've spoken about this in a previous video. There are certainly things that I think Info need to work on, communication being a key thing, but I don't think that this is a communication issue with this current Valko situation. I think it's basically they have to be quiet right now, because anything they do could put them in more trouble. I've already seen multiple news outlets and media sources creating articles, some of them good, saying that, you know, we've done really positive things in response. Like, I know we've donated quite a good amount of money to a wolf conservation project. I'm pretty sure the wolf is called Silas, could be wrong, or I think it's C-I-A... sorry, oh my god, I can't spell. I've had a long day at work, mind. S-L-I... A-S. I could be spelling that wrong. If I find it, I will put it in the description. You know, we had the petition, which actually, fun fact, my mod Chris set up. She set up that petition. That's the one that ended up getting over 200,000 signatures. By the way, if you've signed it, make sure you verify your email address, because if you don't verify your email, your vote does not, or your petition does not count. So the link to those petitions will be again in the description. Please, 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 if you haven't already, go and check that, one, you've done your signature, and that you verified it using your email address. Thank you. Then, obviously, we've been keeping the hashtags going. You know, we've been honestly going pretty strong, all things considered. But I don't think this is not just about Valko anymore. This is the future of the game. I have seen some crazy screenshots from Red Note. Now, obviously, are they, verified? Again, it's hard to say because you can't believe everything you see on the internet. But the haters are not stopping a Valko. Valko was just the scapegoat in this situation. And it's only going to be a matter of time before they go for Caleb. Then they're going to go for Silas. Then they're going to go for the OG3. Until the game is just going to shut down. And, I don't like getting involved in drama. You guys know this, but you guys seem to really like it when I speak up about these sorts of things. And as I've said before, I will only speak up on a situation where I have done research and I feel like my voice is needed right now, and I feel like my voice definitely is. Am I as big as some of the other content creators? Absolutely fucking not. But I want this place to be a hopeful, peaceful vibe, and I can't see a single person in this community who genuinely did not like Valko in a way that was malicious. Like, if Valko's not your cup of tea, because, British, that's fine. Like, you don't, like, for example, I first started this game loving Zane, and Raphael snuck up on me, and Silas took my heart from day one. Does that mean I hate Zane and I would go out of my way to get him cancelled? Absolutely not. I love all the characters and lads equally, but there's just certain characters that just pushed it a bit more for me. And Raphael was a perfect example. I just thought he was going to be a funny character when I first played the game. That changed very, very quickly. But because of everything that's been going on, I did not want to, I didn't want to make a decision about the future of this channel without consulting you guys as the community. So, earlier, about 10, 11 hours ago, I put out a poll saying, despite everything going on, should I continue making Love and Deepspace content? For those boycotting the game and uninstalling, I want to respect them, but I also believe that the game is in serious danger of being announced as end of service if the game drops too much. So maybe I could play the cards on your behalf. What do we think? Now, just refreshing the page to make sure I got the most up-to-date figures. As of now, I've had 361 votes with 73% of you voting to continue making lads content. Now, I think if we're going to continue making lads content, there's going to be certain changes. So, for example, you guys have commonly asked me, how are you able to cover every card? That is because I had a friend who was basically pulling for all the cards, and she was lending me temporary access to her account so I could play the cards that I was not able to get myself, especially if it was like a multi situation where, for example, I may have only gotten Silas and Raphael's card. However, this individual has now officially stopped playing lads. I do not blame them. I genuinely don't. And I love this individual like they are a sibling to me. I basically see them as my sibling from another mother in another country. But I completely respect the decision, and she has given me, I say given, that's in quote marks, she's basically asked me to take care of her account in her stead. Now, don't get me wrong, I am honored that she would do that, but now I'm running 3 accounts because I also may or may not have started a Valko account. I was about, what? Let me think, when was Valko announced? I'm trying to think of how many days. I want to say I was about 3-4 days on that account, like just constantly going through main story, doing my dailies, because obviously you only get a limited amount of XP every day, trying to prepare for Valko because I was not ready on my main account, and then they cancelled him, and I was like, well, he could come back, so I'll keep you doing it just in case. Yeah, that's not quite gone very, very well. So I wanted to communicate to you guys. Now, I'm going to actually go through some of the comments here. So I'm going to actually very quickly load those up because I don't think I was smart enough to prepare for that. 1 minute. Okay, here we go. Right, so I've loaded up the comments on my main monitor so I can see you guys. I'm going to have to make this bigger because unfortunately I'm starting to identify as blind. That's a joke, by the way. I'm not going blind. I just can't find my glasses at the moment. So I'm not gonna read out the names just in case you guys want to, go and look at these comments yourself, because I would encourage you to get involved. But to be honest, if those who are boycotting get upset that someone else is still playing, that's their issue to deal with. Words of wisdom. If you want to keep playing, do so for whatever reason that may be. Life is short. Those who are boycotting don't need to watch the content, and if they do, it's on them to realize they are choosing to do so. I know this probably isn't as helpful as a what should I do comment, but I think we're all a little lost and looking for the socially acceptable answer right now, and I think the truth is there is none. We as players don't and can't have all the information right now, so we have to decide individually how to proceed. Personally, I support anyone boycotting, but I am choosing to play for my own mental well-being. We should all support each other in whatever choice is made. I enjoy your reactions and do hope you keep playing them so I can see them, but if not, you have my full support as well. I'm so sorry we all have to navigate this situation. It's hell. But I'm so glad to know I follow the right creators who are concerned about how this affects everyone. Exactly. Like, the worst thing that I think I could have done was just make a decision without consulting you guys, because one thing that I do love genuinely about this community is that you guys are not afraid to give me your own opinions. If you think a video is shit, you will tell me you think that video is shit. Like, I forget which video this was, but I remember I reacted to one of Cyberspace Moles' videos on Lads, and you guys were very, very nice to me and basically saying, look, I wanted to watch it, but you kept talking over Moles, so I couldn't. And, you know, I haven't as of yet recorded this video, but the next video, I tried to make more of an effort of remembering to pause, because sometimes she says something and my gut instinct is for me to go, oh, wait, and obviously I forget that you guys are also listening to what she's saying. So I am trying to get into a bit of a better habit of pausing videos now when I am adding my own commentary in, and that is just something that is, you know, I'm learning and adapting to. But I could have recorded another 15 videos like that before you guys communicated that to me. So I really do appreciate that you guys are not afraid to tell me your honest thoughts and opinions. But you do it in a respectful way. And I see the way that you guys talk to each other as well. And I have always said that the community that you cultivate is based on you as a person. So I'd like to think this is also somewhat to do with me. But you guys are all your own people, and I can genuinely say that I am so proud of you guys for how much we've done together. I'm really proud that we're all, you know, in a really nice, friendly community. We may not be anywhere near as big as I want us to be. I'd love to continue growing this positivity bubble. But even if we stay at 3,000 subs for the rest of my career doing YouTube, at least I know I've got the right community, so thank you for that. And I do agree, anyone who is boycotting the game, I respect that decision and honestly commend you. But I am never going to judge you boycotting the game if that is what you decide to do. But I want to remind everybody to take care of yourselves as well. I think you should do what's best for you. Personally, I'm going to still play despite not having logged in for the blackout. But I support you in whatever you choose. I think it's also important to know that Info/Paper Games is in a tricky spot at the moment. They needed government help to intervene in the wildly harmful and inappropriate shenanigans that occurred. I mean, yeah, sending literal, you know, dung to the office is insane. They're under government oversight at the moment, so it makes sense that they're playing nice with their government right now. After all, it's the only answer as to why No Defense Zone and Misty Invasion were skipped for Wonder and Wonder right now. Apparently, from what I've heard, so of course take this with a grain of salt, as always, this oversight lasts about a month. So let's continue to be patient, respectful of their culture and customs, and remain level-headed. That does not mean to stop holding them accountable for the very base layer of things we've consistently asked them for. We're not dumb or blind to how strict the CCP can be, and these are mainly women who are taking a gamble before moving forward with anything else until it's safe to do so. Let's just bear that in mind. That is such a wise thing to say. I love that you guys are thinking about this level-headed. Don't get me wrong. I understand the frustration. I really, really do. I just want to make sure that you guys are, I'm going to be blunt, I just hope you guys are bloody safe. Because, like, this game, okay, how do I explain my relationship with Lads? My relationship with Lads is obviously slightly different from you guys because I'm the content creator, but it's not just about creating content for me. It's also, honestly, just generally my mental health. I'm going to be completely upfront when I say this. I'm just closing some tabs in the background because I've just realized I've got about 20 fucking tabs open again. For me, this game goes far beyond just being a game for me to make content on. This is a lifeline to me. There have been times where I have been at the lowest of the low. And I gotta be careful the way that I talk about this because it's obviously on YouTube. There have been multiple occasions in the last, how long ago was this? I'd probably say in the last year and a half, where I have genuinely thought about, because I have felt that I was not good enough. I was really struggling to understand why I was so different from everybody, why I didn't fit in anywhere, that sort of thing. As you guys know from my previous videos, I'm currently in the process of getting an ADHD assessment. I've been waiting for the results now for nearly two and a half months, and I've been told it can take up to another couple of months, so I hopefully should have an answer by the end of the year, so fingers crossed. And while this is all going on, I was having a major sense of like doubting myself and not understanding how my brain works and why I am the way I am. But I've really found that when it comes to YouTube and, you know, creating content for you guys as my community, a lot of those thoughts go away. And I think I am too hard on myself, and I am a bit of a perfectionist, and this is my own flaw. But one thing I would like to say is that I never have bad intentions. I have done things wrong, don't get me wrong. I am not going to sit here and pretend to be the perfect person, because I am bloody not. If anything, I am definitely one of those content creators that I think if I was able to apply myself a lot more, I could go much further. But I chose the hard route, unfortunately. And when you're a content creator, it's not just as easy as sitting in front of a camera and recording. You know, there's a lot of emotional intelligence behind it. You need to be able to, you know, read a comment and try to figure out, are they being sarcastic? Is this genuine feedback, or is this just a hater? It's very hard to tell sometimes. But you guys are pretty good at wording things, so I've kind of learned the differences by now. But for those of you who don't know, I had a channel before this one. Obviously, we had the original Mimberly channel, which got infected by bots, so we started this one. But before I was known as Mimberly, I was known as Bussyflame, and I ran that channel for about, on and off for about 2 years. Obviously, I started when I was in college, so that did not help my case. I was, you know, posting content, trying to get, you know, far, and I genuinely I was lucky if I ever got a comment. I think in the history of that channel, I only had like 20 comments. I now get more than 20 comments on some videos. So, and obviously, I've had a major glow up, invested in some equipment. Obviously, you got my my baby air cooler here for dealing with the heat waves. You know, I've actually got a bloody sign with my name on it now. And I've got a bit more of a better idea of where I want to go. And that's one of the reasons this game means so much to me, is because when I was really like at my lowest of the low, I looked at lads not just as a game, I saw it as the game that brought you to me, like this community. And this game means so much to me, and I don't want to see it go down. I'm not gonna lie, I know eventually the game is going to be announced as end of service. That's inevitable, especially for gacha games. Hopefully the whole stop killing games movement is going to kick in, so at least then maybe we can get like an offline server or a way to retain everything that we've received. But until that happens, I'm not going to worry about it. But it is hard. This whole situation is a complete mess, and the community at the moment are pulling at strings because we just don't have an official thing from Infold, and it's no one's fault. I genuinely don't think it's anyone's fault. I think it's the crazies who went and reported Infold to the bloody government, but that's a topic for another day. But I am glad that we are not forgetting that, you know, there were certain things they could have done to help prevent this situation. But I am also glad that we are taking a step back and going, well, hold on, they wouldn't stay silent about it for this long. But I do appreciate that you guys are, you know, calm. And in a way, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of glad Wonder and Wonder is being rerun right now, because if it was no Defense Zone, we'd be in problems. Right, I honestly don't believe that boycotting will cause the game to be end of service, but I don't blame players, myself included, for still playing. This whole situation has been a mess, and it's got the community in shambles. It really has. And that's the thing, I just think we got too much information going around, so we don't know what's misinformation and what's genuine information. I mean, I was seeing some people saying that yesterday was supposed to be Valko's birthday, according to some leaks. Which, if that's the case, oh my fucking god, that breaks my heart. Because could you imagine if that card we saw in the trailer was like a birthday trailer for him? And info were just like, oh, by the way, yeah, we just released Valko today. It's his birthday! Heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken. But, please bring Valko back. He was like perfect for me. I guess everyone has to find their own boundary. Personally, I will probably keep playing, but I will also probably stop spending. That's another good thing. I've been seeing people saying they're going to be playing still, but not spending, which is an interesting take, but I'll get onto that in a minute. I will also continue to make sure that Valko is never forgotten. Every multi-banner going forward will be a reminder that we are missing our wolf. Hashtag bring back Valko forever. With so much misinformation going around, it makes it so hard to make an informed decision. Exactly. If Infold/Paper Games truly were put in this position because of their government was weaponized against them, then I feel happy enough to continue playing, but not paying, because it feels like the decision was made for them. If it turns out that Valko's cancellation was solely a direct result of caving to insane people and nothing to do with the government directly, then I might rethink continuing to play. Again, very, very good point. I would like to think that Infold did not just cancel Valko to give in to the crazies, but at the same time, I can understand why people are thinking that. The thing is, this is the way that I personally think about it. If you give in to a demand, you are opening that door for more demands in the future. So let's just use Valko in this situation, okay? Let's just pretend for a minute that, you know, the CN crazies were going mad over Valko. Info went, okay, cool. I'm going to close that door. We're going to close Valko. We're going to get rid of him. Are you happy now? And they're going to like, no, we want Caleb gone too. Because, like, especially in the Western side, there is some people who are still uncomfortable with the whole sibling thing, even though I know that is much more of a thing in other cultures, which I respect, and I'm not going to judge. But then you've also got, for example, Zane being MC's childhood friend, and now he's her doctor, which would be like a conflict of interest. Honestly, every single character, to a degree, can be argued that they're dangerous. Like, for example, you know, Raphael stalking MC back at the university before they met. Xavier literally traveling time and, you know, leaving previous MC behind. That sort of thing. Obviously, I'm not the best on my lore, so that's a very quick sum up. I mean, for example, fuck's sake, we got kidnapped when we went to the M109 zone. Silas saved us from that. But he kept us trapped and on a kindness for a good couple of days. Obviously, it was all for good intentions now that we know that, but initially we wouldn't think that. So I just think that we all just need to take a fucking chill pill and just calm down for a couple of days, because I'm fed up of waking up to something new every day. But oh, this has been such a stressful situation. As far as boycotting goes, I think it's fine for people to keep logging in. It gives Infold the message that we are still here. It will make our voices more heard if we are still here, but not spending. That being said, your lad's content is a safe place for many. Oh. And if you continue to play the cards, even if it means spending, then we can watch you instead of having to log in ourselves. That was my initial thought behind it, but yeah. It also helps us all to keep the discourse open on a lad's Valko instead of going silent, but please do what works best for you. I'll talk about my decision when I get through these comments. You have to say what you are okay with. You should say what you want to do. Love that. Oh, okay. You do you. I had to scroll down then, sorry. I think we are all sadly going to have to accept that global doesn't matter to them. The game is going to end up as just an Otome game or global server going to get disconnected or end of service. This shit has gone too far and beyond repair. Yes, I'm frustrated and sad. I'll boycott, but I can't blame anyone for wanting to play anyway. We all feel different and everyone has got valid feelings. Well, thank you for being so respectful about that. I'm going to keep playing the game on my iPad because it will keep my mind off things while I was recovering from grief after my mom passed away this year in 2026. Oh. And yes, my mom sadly passed away on May 1st, 2026, and she died at home while I was in the same house with her. And it was a shocking event for me, and it is very hard for me to keep moving forward about my mom is not around on this earth anymore. Oh. I personally can't really talk about losing family, because I have been very lucky not to lose like anyone close to me as of yet, but I have lost pets. I can't say that I have personally related to losing anyone. I mean, especially your mom. Oh my god, I am so sorry. If you ever need to reach out to anybody, please feel free to do so, because that is not an easy situation to deal with. I mean, it is hard. Like, grief is a funny thing, because like they say time heals all wounds, but that wound never fully disappears. Like, it's always there. You just learn to live with the wound. And I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm trying to think about the best way to describe this. I kind of, in a way, understand, because there was a time that I wasn't really very close to my mom. We were having a lot of arguments, and my brain was kind of going, well, you know, if this was my last conversation with her, would I have any regrets? And the answer was yes. So I took the time to rekindle that relationship with my mom, and now me and her are closer than ever when we can actually, you know, see each other. But yeah, please take care of yourselves, and just remember that your feelings are valid. They really are. I mean, everyone interprets things and processes things in a different way. Fuck, I'm getting emotional now. It's definitely one of those situations that I think, at least with Valko, we're in a state of grief, and we're going through the 5 stages of grief. First, we've had denial. We're going, at the moment, we're on like the anger and the acceptance. And I think at the moment, more people are hovering on anger and denial than anything else right now. But my biggest fear is that over time, people are going to give up, and then the Valko is truly going to be gone. And as far as I'm here, I'm not letting that happen. Oh, cat. If you want to, I will keep playing for now, but I will also support Mimberly. Yeah, good content creator, I'd recommend. No, I'm joking. Not spend on Love and Deepspace. Keep the hashtags alive. Watch cards on YouTube, because I won't be able to pull for as many cards when I switch to free to play. Hashtag Valko is framed. Hashtag Valko is innocent. Hashtag bring Valko back and bring back Valko. 100% agree. Solid choice there. Oh my god. My eyes are teary. I would say maybe put lads on hiatus right now. Focus on the other games you love playing, and give this whole thing some space. Maybe in a few weeks we'll finally get a proper statement from Info about the future of the game, and then you'll have more information and facts to make a decision regarding if you keep playing or not. Again, words of wisdom. It's like, everyone's got very good points. It's very difficult to make a decision here. I genuinely have spent most of today trying to figure it out, because work was dead today, because I've done everything, because Cade's paperwork is going in on the 20th of July, and until that day I can't do anything. So I had some time to kind of like sit down and weigh out the pros and the cons. So again, once I get through the rest of these comments, I will let you know what my decision is. Whatever you do it for yourself, not for others. Personally, I'm not comfortable playing right now, but you do you. If the game shuts down, then it is not your fault. It was always going to happen. Yeah, inevitably, Love and Deepspace is going to eventually become end of service, and we're not going to get any new content for the game. But I'm hoping we're going to get a situation where, for example, maybe they just move on to a private server, or there's like a login that players can use to still access the memories. I don't work in game development, so I don't know how possible that would be, but I think it would definitely have to be a situation where it's a lot better communicated than the Mr. Love Queen's Choice. But as someone who didn't play that game, I'm not the best to judge. You do you. I haven't played the game in months at this point due to boredom. Very good point, actually. And having Valko would have really shaken things up and bring back interest, but now that's gone. I have a bad taste in my mouth because of this and feel hollow when I see anything lads now. And that's completely fair. Again, I think that's generally the consensus I was getting, was that Valko was going to be a really good breath of fresh air for everybody. But unfortunately, this has all gone down. I really do hope that they just, Info just go, you know what, fuck it, we're just going to release Valko anyway. But trust me and the other content creators are not stopping. We are fighting for him as much as we fucking can. Like, me and the other content creators have literally been chatting in the program chat, so that way it can be seen by Info staff if they are checking it. And we are trying to do everything that we can to helpfully try to keep Valko alive and coming back. We're not doing it in an aggressive way. We are just doing it in a way that is going to be positive. And, you know, like, for example, we were talking about doing another thing to try and raise up some more money for, like, the Wolf Conservation Project, you know, those sort of things. So, we're trying to figure something out, but with limited communication, it's hard to know what's best to do and what's not to do right now. So, we're trying. Please bear with us. I'm too attached to lads to quit playing anything yet, but, of course, it'll always feel like there's something missing. Yeah. Do what feels good to you. If you still enjoy the game, then enjoy it. And if you still enjoy making content for all of the guys, do it. If you personally only want to cover our fishy and dragon, then you do that. You do you. It's more so money, but yes. I'll continue playing for now, but do whatever you... Oh, God, this is a big one. Okay. Oh, God. Right. Sorry, I got distracted because I clicked on the read more to get all of it, and it just became, like, from that to that. I'll continue playing for now, but do whatever you feel is best for you. I know with so much info and sides, we just don't know anymore. I've been following media, and I do feel info hands are tied right now, more with the government getting involved. Makes sense they want to eradicate anything that's, that it's much danger, the image of, you know, it's putting the image of the country in danger, if that makes sense. I'm not saying info is right, but I do think things went out of hand, and I bet so many malicious people and competitors took advantage of the valid claim we made and turned it into the worst outcome. Agreed. I think we should be patient at least a bit. It's not a small decision Info needs to make, so it won't be resolved in a few days. I hope Valko returns, but I think we might need to wait weeks, if not more than the 1 month, maybe for a proper announcement. I don't like the hate of either side. We were such a nice community, it's hard to see it coming apart. It reminds me of the last banner Silas card and how the correct communication and proper channels ended the war. It might sound dumb, I know, but it's true. So much noise and investigating hate and racism. We do want Valko back, at least I do, but why throwing hate to the others is the opposite. Hate is just getting bigger, and that's what makes me feel uneasy. I just want you all to know that whoever reads this, I respect your choice. Even if we don't agree, but sometimes when we are angry, which is valid, we do tend to say hurtful things and deviate from the main point on what we are fighting. Love the lads community, and thank you, Mimby, for always being on top of the updates. And that's the thing, if I hear anything, I will continue to report on this. This is definitely a situation that for once I'm actually going to actively try to stay on top of, even if it means that we make like a video like this each week talking about it. It'll probably get very stale after a while, but you know what? If it helps you guys remember Valko, we'll fucking do it. But, like, that's the thing. This is such an awkward situation for Infold. I genuinely do feel for the team right now. Like, I would not want to be over there right now. I know we've memed about me going to Infold HQ before and, like, saying if it ever happens, I've made it. But with the way things are currently are, I would not want to go over there, truth be told, because it sounds like it's an absolute mess over there. And I think adding a little crazy ball like me would only make things worse. But I will continue to stay on top of the updates for this. Oh my god, the fan is getting my hair in my mouth. So I'm having to move it to one side. I definitely do think that, and I agree, that the Infiltrants are tired. They can't do much right now, bless them. And I really do hope that we can come out of this with as little damage as possible. But I feel like there's already going to be some damage done, because Infold are now going to have to work to increase the trust of the players. And honestly, I'm going to be a little bit snide here. I think the content creators who are already in the program are a very good example of, like, the better sides of lads. You know, we wouldn't have been accepted by the content creator program without no reason. And I definitely do hope that I can continue to be one for them. But if things keep continuing the way they're going, I don't know. Mimberly, I will watch it if you continue to play. Everyone has their own choices, or has to make their own choices. I can't read. Not my place to judge anyone. I plan to come back to the game eventually. Currently, I'm feeling stubborn, and I want to support those who still hope for Valko. So I decided to boycott for a little while longer because I'm upset at this betrayal. Yes, betrayal. If you promise one thing and get me super excited and then pull it away abruptly without adequate explanation, it's a betrayal of my trust. I believe you will do it again as it suits you. I've spent too much in the past. This is a good wake-up call for me. I'm stepping back, but I still love the stories we got, and I would like more stories if they're careful and don't make the same mistakes. You say it, sister. I wanted to finish my Aurum Pass and watch the cards I had pulled, but didn't have enough storage on my phone to download the update. Oh, God. Okay, then one of them just using the hashtag bringvalkoback and bringvalkoback. Much appreciated. I think you should at least finish the main story. I keep forgetting about this. Anything after that is really up to you. I will finish it. I promise. I'm working on it. I wanted to understand the lore before I went into it, and that backfired. But I've only got myself to blame. But if I could at least catch up, then if Valko just randomly drop, at least I got availability to jump straight on it. So don't worry. I'm still going to do the main story. Don't worry about that. Do what you would like to, but personally, I wouldn't make any more lads content. My reason being, the government's some being held over paper games right now. It's a good thing that you have made as much content as you have on the game, because Mim's obsessed. Because it seems they're changing things in the game, past, present, and future. Yeah, I've seen that they've had to do some censors on like the lingering lust cards and things like that, which honestly, I am not surprised. If you want to go see the uncensored version by that, and I'm talking the original version, go check out Patreon. We've seen from some developers that they weren't willing to let Valko go either. Don't blame them. From my understanding, talking bad about Infold and Paper Games because of their decision to pull Valko makes the government think that we are mad at them instead of mad at their decision to stop Valko. Sorry, I'm using speak to text. Yeah, that's fair. I do the exact same thing, especially when I am texting my husband. Long story short is Paper Games does not get out of China. The game is going to drastically change and not for the better. It will be more of a ad for Chinese culture. We won't get another spicy banner. Oh no, my views. The new myths may not follow the story life, but instead promote China's history as if we haven't already learned so much through the game. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I'm all for learning about other cultures, but I do agree that we just can't continue. That, you know, we just can't keep continuing this. But this is really hard. I'm nearly at the end of the comments. Nearly at the end of them. We're getting there. I do appreciate everyone who's left a comment now. I feel grossed out by the game after what they did to Valko, not gonna lie. Even if they add him in later, he might be severely altered. So I think lads is dead to me. That said, there are still people playing it, so it's up to you what you feel about still playing, and if you think enough viewers will be left. Do what you want, no pressure. Excellent. Hello, Mim. I know it's not the place to write this. Shut up, it's my comment section. You tell me what you want, babe. Don't worry about that. But check Love and Chick Space. I'm going to assume you mean Deepspace. Why Infold Crisis strategy is falling. It gives a clear perspective on the situation and how to salvage lads. I've actually been sent a video about this. Hold on, I actually have something. Wait. I am trying to locate it because I do remember someone sent it to me. Uno momento. I am sure it was sent to me somewhere. Oh my god, wait, hold on. Is it on my Opera tab? Let's double check these. Is it this one? Okay, I did get a video sent to me by one of the other content creators, basically saying we need to get the video pushed out. So I was planning on releasing a reaction for it tomorrow. China's government's official statement on Valko. So, and that is by Calvin Winters. I'm going to release that reaction tomorrow because I feel like that's a really good and relevant video to talk about. And I genuinely do think that we could potentially get quite a good amount of, like, you know, conversation going with that. So keep an eye out for that. It's a 38-minute video, so knowing that video that's going to be over an hour with my rambling, but I am going to be making a video on that tomorrow, and I do also have some videos planned with regards to I got a couple of other content creators planned, lined up, including Angel. Now, we know Angel, we love her, we know her. I have been getting requests from you guys for so long to react to her content, and I was like, is she gonna be okay with that? So, you know, after the big lads quiz of the year, Lynn sent me a friend request. She may or may not have hooked me up with Angel. And by hooked up, I mean got me into Angel's DMs. And I asked Angel directly. And she confirmed she was happy for me to release reaction footage for her. On the condition, obviously, that I credit her, which I would have done anyway. No, I'm joking, she didn't even say that, but I said I'd credit her anyway, because I feel like credit needs to be given where credit's deserved. So, I've got a few lads videos that are not lads, releasing next week. So, again, if you are, I don't honestly promote this as much as I should, but if you are a channel member, you do get early access to videos as soon as they become available. At the moment, I am working through a major backlog because I've been just trying to process and grieve with the Valko situation. So apologies for that, and thank you so much for your patience. You know, the YouTube and the Patreon members are doing so much for me right now, you do not understand. I'm actually nearly at the point where I can buy my husband a new computer, which means that I can start working on doing up this office, because that's my next big project, is to sort this mess out. And I want to upgrade the background now that you guys can actually, you know, see more of the background with the new desk. Like, look, I can actually, you know, I can, oh, wrong way. I can actually extend all my arms and you can see all of me and still the rest of the background. I can't change the wall, sadly. That's under rental rules, so I can't change that. But I can definitely make this office look pretty, which is what my plan is to do next. But for anyone wondering what my plan is going forward for lads, my full process right now is I'm still going to make Love and Deepspace content, but I'm not going to be doing like solely just lads as in the game itself. I'm planning to more focus on highlighting other content creators, making sure we keep up to date with what's going on with Valko and just the situation with Infold in general. So I don't want to say I'm turning more into a news channel, because that's not the case, but I definitely want to continue promoting conversation and talking about Valko, as well as honestly just standing what I think is right for the game. Now, I'm not going to go targeting the Chinese government, because I do not want to cause any more problems, and you know, they're probably already in, but also the fact that I just don't feel like it's right. This is a situation between Infold and the Chinese government. I have faith that Infold can pull through this, and I hope you guys do too. But if you don't, I fully understand, and you are always going to be welcome to talk about this in comments. But the main things I can say is any new lads content going forward will have a disclaimer about Valko at the beginning. It's going to be just a little short 20-second clip. I've actually nearly finished it as of making this video, where it's basically just saying, just a little reminder about our beloved sixth love interest Valko. While his release was cancelled, we haven't given up on him, and I don't think we should. I truly believe there's still hope. It's possible that Infold made this decision because of the situation surrounding the CCP and concerns for the safety of their staff. If that's the case, I hope that it was only a temporary pause rather than the end of Valko's story. I'm staying optimistic that when the situation is settled, Infold will be able to bring Valko back to us. In the meantime, let's continue showing how much our wolf means to this community. Please keep the hashtags, hashtag bringbackvalko, hashtag ladsvalkoreturn, hashtag giveusvalko, and Valko Global Release active so our voices continue to be seen. Every post, every share, and every bit of support reminds Infold just how loved Valko is. Whether it happens soon or sometime in the future, I'll keep believing that one day we'll welcome him home. Thank you everyone, enjoy the video. On any Love and Deepspace video going forward, that's going to be on the front of every video, just to promote people to keep the hashtags going. I am going to keep those hashtags in any lads video going forward as well to help keep it alive on YouTube. I hope you guys can join me, and even if you don't have a comment on the video, at least putting those hashtags there as well to help keep it going. But I'm not going to stop fighting for Valko. I am fully committed. Like, if he comes to the game, and I'm saying if with a heavy heart, if he comes back, he will be my main. He will be overruling Silas, most likely. But I genuinely do want to make sure that we can bring him home. I want us to come together as a community and really just honestly show Infold how much we actually love them. Because if you think about it, the writing of the game, the character design, the voice actors, everyone's getting affected. Just because Valko got cancelled, you know, people have probably lost their jobs. The voice actors probably lost their job. Let's not forget how this impacts the other 5 as well. Because, like, remember, not to make anyone feel guilty here, but by boycotting lads, we're also affecting potentially the, you know, the future for the other voice actors. That's one of the reasons I've personally chosen to continue playing the game and supporting it. But I definitely am not going to make it, you know, it's still going to be a very big figure on the channel, but it's not going to be you know, the main thing that I focus on predominantly. I'll only jump onto it when it's either A, it's a potential new banner, or B, you know, I'll still do the trader reactions and things like that, but I'm not going to go in thinking, oh my god, I need this. I'm going to be like thinking, okay, is this a Silas card? Is this a Raphael card? And, you know, I just really want to make sure that we know as a community we are very strong together, and it may feel like Info does not listen to the global community. I'm sure they've seen what we've done. You know, we've not stooped down to the crazies level. You know, we've donated to good causes. We've done billboards. We even got, I think we even got a star named after him from what I saw. We have been really pushing to try and bring Valko home in a positive way. And it makes me very proud to be a part of this community. And I'm only a small fry in the sea, shall we say, of Love and Deepspace content creators. But if my voice can bring hope to at least one of you, then I've done my job correctly. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling for nearly an hour. I wanted to just get my head like completely straight and think about what I was going to do before making this video. So apologies, this took a little bit longer to do than planned. And I just genuinely really hope going forward we get a good outcome out of all of this. But anyway, I am off to work on a new series that you guys have been waiting for, as well as a surprise series. So I'm going to go ahead and start preparing myself mentally for them. I love you guys so much. A friendly reminder that all of my Honkai Star Rail content is in the process of being moved to my Mimby channel, as well as Honkai Impact 3rd, which is going to be restarting very soon in August. So keep an eye out for that. And as always, I love you all so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Please remember to take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, and if you do want to support the channel, best way to do it is to just like and comment on the videos. And if you want to take it that extra step further, I do have a membership tier on YouTube and Patreon. Early access is on YouTube only because it doesn't give me the facilities to do that on Patreon. But it does mean that you guys get early access to videos when they're ready, as well as more behind the scenes, because I'm going to start really updating the members more on what's going on. But on that note, I am going to go and get a drink. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. And I hope we can, the next time we come back, we'll have something from Infold officially. Take care, guys. Bye.